Hey, what's going on, guys? Sean Mathis here, and I'm with my partner Frank Jimenez, and we want to talk with you guys about SureFire insurance leads. We've been getting a lot of questions. We've been inundated with emails and sign up requests. So we wanted to just kind of give you a rundown of what we're doing, what makes our leads different. Kind of show you how these leads are generated, give you some real live case studies of agents that are actually using our system, and kind of touch on some of the questions that we've been getting. Because this is completely different. This is totally revolutionizing the way insurance leads are delivered, and we're really excited about it. I couldn't be more proud than to be able to bring this to the market with Frank and really make a huge impact in the insurance industry. Because if you're anything like any of the other agents out there, you've probably been burned by 3 or 4 lead companies, and you're sick and tired of getting terrible leads from these lead aggregators. So we're going to change all that for you, and we're going to share with you our strongest guarantee that the insurance lead industry has ever seen. So Frank, welcome, man.
Hey, how's it going, Sean? You guys were probably here because you guys applied on Facebook or saw an ad that about guaranteed leads. So what, like Sean said, all we really want to do here is we want to show you guys exactly what this is going to be about to eliminate any questions that you're going to have. And it's really basic and it's really simple. So we just want to go over the SureFire guaranteed insurance leads with you and go over some case studies and some real-time results that clients are getting with us here. So this is how it works, guys. So traditionally, when you guys buy internet leads, you guys know how this game works already, right? If you can't sell it, you can't qualify it, or if you can't contact the lead, you're going to lose out on that investment, and there's not really too much that you can do about losing out on a lead if you can't sell it or contact it. So how our guarantee is going to work is you can send back that insurance lead for any reason, including the no contacts, the no sales, the do not qualifies, and basically, again, send it back for any reason, and we're going to replace that lead, and we're going to give you a credit for any reason. So like Sean was saying before, there's really nothing like this out there in the industry right now. So you can think of any reason in your mind that you don't want that lead, even if you don't like the information, send that back and we'll give you a credit. How this works is all leads are generated 100% from Facebook ads. We don't do none of that Google AdWords, the cheap $19.99 auto insurance, or the App Store ads where you're playing a game and a form comes up and you fill it out. This is all laser targeted on Facebook ads, and this ensures that the lead quality that you're getting is going to be the best that it can be, and it gives your team the best opportunity to close as much business as possible. And this is going to be broken into 30-day cycles, guys. So when you get your first lead, as an example, if you get your first lead on April 10th, automatically you have 30 days from April 10th up until May 10th, as an example, to return any leads that you receive from us within that time frame. And the set purchase leads you're going to buy, it's either going to be 25 or 50 leads, are going to be delivered within the first 1 to 2 weeks. That way it allows you guys time to process the prospects you want to keep, the people that you want to return, etc. And then all of our agents, we take the time to set up a custom confirmation, a confirmation code or a landing page for them, which helps, which is going to help you with the contact rate. It's going to help you with appointment setting, conversion, and most of our agents see an 85% contact rate as a result of that confirmation code. Is there anything you wanted to add, Sean?
Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. Again, this is going to work in a 30-day cycle. And in an effort of full disclosure, you're probably wondering and scratching your head, how in the world are you going to offer us a credit for any reason on any lead? Perfectly valid lead. Just because you can't close it, we're going to take it back. Yeah, that's what we said. You heard that right. But what we're going to do is we're going to sell that lead off whenever you send it back. It's going to get sold off. So you want to be careful with what you send back. You want to, make sure your team is aware and you guys strategize. If you got an appointment to follow up and close a deal, or in 3 days you're supposed to call somebody and quote them, you don't want to send that back just because you can, because then we're going to send it off and sell it, and then you're going to have 5 or 6 other agents calling those leads. So these are 100% real-time exclusive leads. There's no filter between our landing pages and you. They're not aggregated out like the traditional internet leads are. So you don't select how many leads per day you want. The only reason that a company is able to tell you you're going to get 3 leads a day is because those leads aren't in real time. We don't know exactly how many are going to come through in any given day, but we can say over the course of the 30 days you're going to get your 50 leads, right? And so I just want to be clear about how we're able to do this so that you don't send it back thinking that you're just playing the system and getting credits just because you can. So you're going to get you are going to get a credit for any reason, but that lead is going to get sold off, assuming it's not invalid contact information. We're not going to sell a 123 Apple Street off to somebody. So important to keep in mind, you don't want to send it back just because you can. And then what we're going to do is when you get those replacement leads, those you're going to have to there's going to be a set of criteria for those to meet in order to get the replacement on a replacement on the replacement leads. So you're going to get a minimum of 50 leads, right? And then however many you need credited will ultimately determine how many leads you get over the course of the total campaign. You're going to send those back, and when we send you the replacement leads, if they're with your carrier, you can send it back again, or if it's invalid contact information or a bogus lead, Johnny Appleseed 123 Apple Street, send that back. We're not going to make you keep it. But you're going to have to put your sales hat on the replacement leads, because just because you can't close it doesn't mean you're going to be able to credit back the valid leads. And that only makes sense, right? Because at some point, if we just continue to let you send credits, then you would actually only ever buy leads one time, and then you would just keep sending credit after credit after credit. So that's the only way we can bring the cycle to a close. And then what happens? Let's say we're in the 30-day cycle and we get to there's a deficit, right? So you get 50 leads, you send me back 30 of them, and then we send you back 20 of the 30 to replace those, and then the end of the 30-day cycle rolls around, right? So there's a deficit of 10 leads. You can do one of two things with that. One, you can either roll that into the next month when you renew, or if you don't think that you're going to renew because we don't have you on any contracts or anything like that, no minimum term commitments. If you decide that you're going to hold off and work those leads and try to close some up before you rebuy again, then we'll just finish off those 10 leads. So you will always be made whole, whether you roll it into the renewal or whether you're not going to renew. We'll still make you whole at the end of the 30 days. We're not going to stop you and not fulfill the order. And that's all I have on that, Frank.
Absolutely, guys. So I want to show you guys an example of how these leads look. So it all sounds great, right? But we really want to deliver on our promise that this is going to be one of the highest quality leads you guys will ever work. We actually just got an email from one of our clients this morning. She got her first lead, and they made a phone call, and they closed on a one-call close. So it just speaks volumes of what types of leads we are delivering here. So if you look here to the left, what we're going to try and do is all leads are going to be delivered straight to your email or CRM. We typically average around 2.5 items a lead. Sometimes we strike gold, and we've seen leads come through with 6 or 7 items, but the average is around 2.5. So it's all going to be auto with home, renters, or life insurance. The goal is to get you guys enough information for you to generate quotes prior to the phone call or the appointment, right? Everything is obviously input by the prospect, and they even request a time for you to call them. So if you guys can see here, we get marital status, we get address, their current homeowner status, date of birth, cell phone number, email, what they want to quote on. In this case, it was auto, home, and life insurance. All the year, make, and models of all 3 of their vehicles, the 2 other drivers in the household, and the appointment time that they wanted. So I mean, there's really not much more you can ask for when it comes to an insurance lead, and this is really like a captive agent stream because you guys do well only with multi-line products. So that's an example of what the lead is going to look like. Now,
let me add on that.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can go back. So one of the things that I want to point out here, like Frank said, we as insurance agents ourselves. I was an insurance agent in the captive world, and Frank was in the captive world, and he's now independent. We know what it's like. We know the leads that you're working. I've been burned by the same companies you've been burned by. And so that's why when we developed this, I wanted to be everything that the lead providers tell you they are, but actually do those things, like actually deliver on the promise that we're going to deliver. So there's a couple of things that you'll see here that you won't see in traditional leads. Number one, it's a household lead. We target the household because what we're doing is we're using demographic and geographic targeting to get the right customer. I understand as a captive agent, whether you're with State Farm, Allstate, Liberty Mutual, Nationwide, Farmers, that you need the college-educated married homeowners multi-line, multi-vehicle. So those are the targeting measures we put in there to generate these high-quality leads. We also put in their employer or industry as an optional field that they can fill out, and this sets you up for referrals within that employer group. It's really tough to get referrals from friends and family because people don't want to bother their friends and family, but it's so easy to take these leads and parlay them into referrals by saying, you know what, Jeff, I'm glad that we were able to help you out. Is there anybody else in your company that would be able to that you'd be able to give us their contact information? We can try to help them out as well. It's a golden opportunity to take and even increase your return on investment even further. We're going to provide you scripts with this. Our goal is that you convert, right? Without contracts, you're not going to rebuy if you don't convert. So we do everything that we can and get you as much information on these leads and really give you a real-time lead, which is, I think, is what the industry is missing, and somebody who's actually interested in getting a quote. These people know exactly what they're doing. They haven't been duped or financially incentivized to fill out a form. They're not winning iPads or playing Candy Crush. They actually want to talk to you. And Frank's going to get into some of the results of what kind of contact and closing rates we're seeing with this strategy. But the difference between what we're doing is we're pulling people into the market that are not shopping for insurance. The internet lead aggregators that you're used to, they're targeting keywords and phrases of people that are typing certain phrases and keywords into Google who are looking for cheap insurance in your area. Those people are 100% price-driven shoppers. By the time you get to that lead, it's too late. They're only worried about price. We're pulling them in the market before they actually go shopping on Google. We're pulling them right out of Facebook. So oftentimes you're going to see 3 to 5 or more years of experience with their current carrier, which, as you guys all know, if they've been with their carrier for 5 years, they've been around for 5 rate increases. So it makes it even easier for you to convert. So like Frank said, there's really not much else you could ask for. When it comes to cold traffic leads, there isn't a better option. The only better lead you're ever going to get is a referral from a friend and family member. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And for those exact reasons, here are some of the results of some of our agents of what they see when they go through this. So Ricky here, as you can see, he purchased 50 leads under a number of line item quote requests, and he made contact with over 75% of the leads that were delivered to him. He quoted the same amount, over 75, and he sold. His conversion rate was over 25%, and he wrote 38, almost 40 grand in premium. And like we were saying before, it's very rare that you see a return on investment when it comes to internet leads. But in this case, Ricky almost made 4 to 5 times what he initially invested. Here's another case study with Roy. Roy was the same thing where he purchased 50 leads. He made contact with up to 75% of them. He quoted half of them, and he sold above 25% of them. And as you can see here, he wrote $20,000 in premium as an Allstate agent. That speaks volumes, since Allstate underwriting is so so tight and strict with what they do. Being able to write that amount of premium and still making money on the investment that he made.
And you're a new agent, you're making 30 to 40% on that number.
Yep. Absolutely. He's not making 10%. He's making 2 to 3 times that. So that's money right there. And we got another agent here where we have over 80 leads purchased, more than 75% contacted, over 75% quoted, and the same thing, over 25% converted. And we got almost a little bit above 42,000 in premium. So you guys are seeing some averages here. What we typically see is captive agents will convert at around 30% or more. Our independent agents, you guys got it good. The numbers that I hear from IAs is typically 50% plus in terms of conversion rate. And because of the systems we put in place, guys, you guys are going to have the opportunity to talk to almost 100% of the leads that are delivered to you, and that gives you the best opportunity to convert. And this is just a screenshot of an email. This was about, I think, 11 days into Jeremy's cycle. We followed up with them and we said, hey, Jeremy, how are things going so far? And he said, from your leads, we're at 17 items with 18,000 in premium. So 11 days into his 30-day cycle, the guy has already made over 2 grand. So it's some really good stuff. I don't know if you want to add anything on the results, Sean.
Yeah, and then like Frank said, we literally just got an email from an Allstate agent. who got her first lead. She said, "Thanks, thank you for the leads. First one just came in, and we closed it on the first call." So
Yeah.
you know, what the internet leads were in the early 2000s, back when those were innovative, that's where we're at today with being innovative, changing the way that insurance agents are able to reach consumers, guys. Because what's gone on over the last 10 years, if you look at the last decade of the internet lead game, these companies came on in the early 2000s, and they everybody wanted a piece of it. 86% of agents are buying internet leads, right? And these companies could not keep up with the demand. They couldn't generate enough new leads to keep up with the demand. So what happens is, over time, as the demand increases but the supply does not, this thing with social media comes out, right? And people start using the internet different. They start responding to ads different, because Facebook changed the way the internet game is done. It changed internet marketing with the way that they approach consumers. So this really hurt the lead companies, and that's when they start recycling leads in order to keep up and sending new leads. That's why you might call a lead and they say they have no idea what you're talking about, and then you might get frustrated and think they're a liar. But the truth is, that might have been a year ago, and you're just now getting it, because they don't have enough leads coming in real time. They're just recycling leads, and then they start moving to deceptive practices, using win an iPad and things like that, and just people getting upset with you. So we are also keeping this small to maintain the integrity of the leads. What we don't want to do is oversaturate like the aggregators did and be in the same situation they're in. There is no company that does what we do and uses the strategy that we use to generate leads. We're the only company in the industry that understands this process. We have a patented process that we use to generate these leads. We have thousands and thousands of case studies, and we know exactly what types of ads are going to generate the best quality leads to help you convert them. So we're only going to allow 50 agents on this platform to get these exclusive leads, so we don't saturate the market. Frank, I'll let you go ahead and tell them about that.
Cool. Yeah, guys. So because of the volume, like Sean was saying, we're going to limit this to 50 agents. We enroll a few agents a day, so they go pretty quick as far as it comes to the 30-day cycles. You guys can either purchase 25 or 50 leads. If you're a bigger agency and you have a solid team, we recommend the 50, and that's going to get you guys a really good amount of volume. You guys can go to SureFireInsuranceLead.com. And on that website, you guys can register and pay for your leads. Select your package. Once you pay, you're going to receive a welcome call or an email from one of us letting you know when your cycle is going to start, kind of giving you the rundown of everything to expect. And at that point, you're going to start receiving emails and scripts, call scripts, confirmation codes, and some sales tips for your team to help you guys be really successful. So we just want to provide the most value that we possibly can to help you guys convert these leads into business. I don't know if you want to add anything on
just want to reiterate, these are very different leads than you've ever worked before. The sales process is different. The engagement strategy is different. The way the customer responds is completely different. So it's a new way of doing business, but as you can see, very effective way of doing business. And so I want to encourage you to consider doing the 50 lead package. I don't even know how long we'll keep the 25. It's really just an intro deal, because there is going to be a learning curve. However, we are providing you with tools and strategies to make it help you overcome that learning curve as quickly as possible. But if you'll follow our advice and you'll follow the scripts and you'll follow the process that we teach you, like I said, we've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of agents all over the country successful with these strategies. If you'll just be open-minded and fire your lead companies and follow our process, you will be wildly successful for the long term and really move that production needle. The idea of breaking even on your investment is garbage. Our goal is to get you to 2 or 3x your investment within the first 30 days. And we know that if we can provide those kind of leads, that you're going to continue buying from us, and we're all going to make money and be happy.
Absolutely, guys. If you guys have questions, we want you to register on your own, and obviously we'll do the rundown for you. Make sure you're all taken care of before we start. Look up SureFire Insurance Leads on Facebook. Message us with any questions that you have, or you can friend request Sean Mathis or Frank Jimenez, who's me, and we can take it from there, guys. Otherwise, we look forward to serving you guys and growing your business.
Yeah, we'll see you on the other side.
Thanks.